In this video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite pieces of gear and why you should also have one. Stick around to the end and I'll show you a bonus accessory that I really like to use. Hey again, and if you're new here, I'm Alex and I'm a wildlife and landscape photographer. While shooting landscapes is always a fun and rewarding adventure, shooting wildlife tends to be a little more accessible. We are surrounded by wildlife, even here in the city. You'd be surprised how many beautiful and fascinating species are right in our backyards. Of course, maybe a little less surprised if you were following my Instagram. Now, shooting wildlife and shooting landscapes are only similar in that they're both outside, but other than that, they're different in almost all ways. Landscapes aren't going anywhere. You can and should take your time finding compelling compositions or events to showcase. Kind of like my recent trip to Yosemite to shoot firefalls, which you can check out the link to right here. It's a slower and more methodical photography. You find a great perspective, you set up your tripod, you bracket your exposure, maybe focus stack, and blend the image together later in post. Wildlife, on the other hand, is incredibly dynamic. Most often you're reacting to the action since it tends to be unpredictable. Different animals have different behaviors and they almost never give you the time or opportunity to consider your composition. A tripod in those situations can actually be more of a hindrance than a help. You really need to be able to move around with your subjects, and so you find yourself in a lot of weird shooting positions. And that's where this bad boy comes in. This is the Armageddon Gear Medium Fat Bag, and it's one of the most useful items I own. Not just for photography, but in general. It's a Cordura shell with... It's dusty. Basically, it's a Cordura shell with airweight beads inside it.
Bees?
Beads.
Beads?
It's a lot like a sandbag, except it's super light. The whole thing weighs less than a half pound. This might be too noisy to hold. A little product ASMR. Here are the beads. Alright, this is weird. It comes with these two elastic Velcro straps and a bungee loop so that you can clip it onto stuff pretty easily and carry it around. I switched out the carabiner it came with to one that I like a little bit better. More on that later. So how does this thing improve my photography? Well, let me show you a bunch of different ways to use it. Alright, VoiceOver Alex is back on account of the wind. Maybe the most obvious way to use the bag is to place it on something to give you a stable shooting platform. In fact, that's what it's designed for originally. These bags are used extensively in precision long-range rifle shooting competitions where stability is paramount. Just so happens it works the same for a long and heavy camera lens. Normally I wouldn't just rest my camera on the wall here, but with the bag on top of it, it makes it much more stable and protects the camera from damage too. Another way is just to set a knee down on it. Sometimes I have to quickly drop down into a braced kneeling position, and having something to place my knee on can really help out a lot. Another variation of this, if you're flexible enough, is to place the bag in between your heel and your butt. This gives you a little higher position if you need to shoot over something. Well, that bench doesn't look very comfortable. Much better. Sitting against it. Many times when shooting foxes in particular, I found myself wanting to get down real low to be eye level with the animals. Instead of going prone, I can lean back on the bag and get super low and still be relatively comfortable. From here, I can scoot back and forth against the bag to adjust my shoulder height, and then use my knees to adjust the height of my lens. This position is extremely stable and I could stay here for quite a while. Of the unconventional shooting positions, I probably use this one the most. And if you ever handheld a 600mm lens before, you're going to really appreciate this one. Simply putting the bag underneath your elbow and between your body gives you a lot more support so that it's taking the weight off your shoulder. This is super handy when you get some surprise action, but you don't have any structures around to rest your camera on. You can also get your camera really low to the ground. There's some times when you need to, or just maybe want to shoot really low. Maybe it's smaller animals in the grass or birds on the water. The cool thing is you can also get 3 different heights out of it by rotating it. Sitting it flat gets you super low. If you flip it sideways, you can get a little bit higher, and then standing it up on its end gives you kind of like a little shooting pedestal. When you're already shooting that low to the ground, those few inches of difference have a huge impact. And finally, on one of those long days out when you just need to take a break, Alright, back to studio Alex. So about that carabiner, well, the one that it comes with works just fine, but I've been using these heavier duty carabiners that I like a lot better. This one's a climbing rated carabiner, and while the weight capacity is definitely not necessary, it's just a lot nicer and it slips on and off things easier. If you look really close, you can see that the nose, where the gate opens up onto, see on the plastic one here, it's a little more jagged. There's a little more sharp edges and stuff there, where on the metal one here, it's a little more smooth. And what that results in is just doing things like if I pull on this belt loop, it just comes off. It never really snags on it. When you try to use the plastic one on a belt loop to take things on and off, you can see here, it kind of drags a little bit. Yeah, you can hear the, yeah. And the metal one, it just goes. It is more expensive, but I found that if I have something I really like attached to it, I want to know that this thing isn't going to break down on me and cause me to lose one of my favorite items. Now I know what the question is, are these the pants that I was wearing, or did I have a separate pair of pants just for this demo? Was I wearing pants at all for this whole video? Who knows? Put your guess in the comments. So if you want to try out a better carabiner, I put a link in the description that'll give me a little kickback if you choose to get it. Also, I reached out to Armageddon Gear and they were nice enough to give a discount code to use if you want to buy a bag from them. That'll also be linked in the description below. By the way, I want to be super clear, Armageddon Gear is in no way sponsoring this video. I bought this product with my own money years ago. Their only involvement is providing the discount code for you guys. They come in a bunch of different colors too, and so if you do choose to get one, let me know which color you went with.
Hey Al, I signed us up for this karate tournament this weekend. It's for kids, but I think we've got a really good shot. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still shooting.
No, you're good. I'm just reshooting this one part real quick.
Oh, okay, cool. Wait, reshooting, but you shaved.
Yeah.
Isn't that gonna be kind of weird?
Why?
So, let me just try to wrap my mind around your plan here. You're just gonna haphazardly drop some beardless clip in the middle and expect your audience to just go along with it?
No, I was gonna redo this one part, and then when I was done with it, I was gonna go back and redo the rest of it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. Well, then I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, bud.
You know, because otherwise it could be construed as careless and even a little insulting to your audience if you didn't go back and reshoot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Good.
Great. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure that you send it to any of your friends that you think might want to get one of these bags. Use that discount code, like, subscribe, comment, Instagram, all the good stuff. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey Al, I stole the keys to this bulldozer and I don't really know what to... Oh, shoot. I am so...
He didn't have a plan, he just saw an opportunity. It was like, I'll figure it out. Like, it's already funny, and then the little add-on.
Hey Al, I found this skeleton and I'm pretty sure it's not a homunculus, but I was hoping homunculus would get you. I signed us up for this pie eating contest this weekend. I made sure they don't have boys in. I think I lost my Krang action. Do you think that farts smell different in space? If you have spaghetti, but it's all one strand, does that still... Well, I got a bunch of pineapples stuck in the vacuum. Signed us up for this karate tournament this weekend. It's for kids, but... Oh.
It's for kids, but... Go with that. Go with that one.
I'll try it again.
What are we doing?